Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Kingdom Silver here, and today is the last video of our Secure Your Silver Stack series, in which we are covering mistakes that stackers often make when it relates to their behaviors and to their biases and how you can avoid them. And as we do with every video, can you guess what we are going to be talking about today based on what is on the screen? Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Let's dive right in. So this is the first video in the series, again, fitting on the last one, that there is something on here other than silver, and it is a US $20 bill. And you also have the amazing American Silver Eagle. So what's the theme of this? Have you been able to guess? Well, it is overconfidence. And I think this is very fitting, right? For those that are familiar with this channel, you know how I feel about fiat currency, right? This is just a promise from a government. That's all it is. It's this paper. This is something tangible. This is something real. This is something that has a real world value, not just based on the government that printed this. So I think this is where overconfidence really fits, right? And what overconfidence is it's when investors overestimate their ability to predict market movements or believe they have special insight that others don't. And again, this is an article covering one from investing.com. If you're new to this series, that's talking about the roles of behavioral finance in protecting your wealth. We're applying this to silver. And so how does this apply to silver stackers? Well, I think it can be very easy for people to try and predict or time the markets, time when they're coming into silver, when they're going out of silver. And while I believe you can do that to some degree, this is a very volatile market. Who knows what the price of silver is going to be by the time that this video is released. I've seen it in this year go from 30, gosh, how far did it go? Like basically drop $5 in a week. It's been up to almost 40 recently. It's back down into like the 36.80, 37 range as of the time of this video. It's gone all over the place. And so, yes, I'm all for, being able to use candlestick patterns, track the price of silver, but you can really get burnt by trying to say, oh, I know when this is going to happen, when to get in and get out of the market. That is really, really tricky, especially if you are newer to the market, right? There's people that have been doing this for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and they still have trouble timing the markets. Now, is there not tools and avenues? Are there traders out there that can do this? Absolutely, but it takes a lot of time to learn this. And I'm not there yet. So what is a way that you can avoid avoidance, or I should say, what is a way that you can avoid overconfidence? I think some of that is just, one, we've talked about it before, but having a plan. And I think that plan should be dollar cost averaging, right? That's taking, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be strategic with the dollar cost averaging, right? You can say, hey, I'm allotting this much a month, and anytime I see more than $1 drop in the price of silver, I'm automatically purchasing. You can say, hey, it's the time of the month, every 15th day of the month, I'm buying X amount of silver. That's a way that you can strategically get into the market and not worry about, oh, I know when this is going to move this way or that way. No, you just simply dollar cost average and get in and balance your investments, and that balances your risks out. Some days you may get in at $35, maybe 33 one day, back up to 37. In the end, it all balances itself out. And again, you can play around with that. You could be, not investing advice, right? But you could be a little more strategic. You could say, hey, I'm going to buy some American Silver Eagles anytime I see a big drop in the price of silver, or I may sell when I'm seeing a big, stair step up, right, to maybe a new threshold that silver hasn't crossed before. You think consolidation's going to happen, and you're going to sell before you see that consolidation happen and get back in when it's $2 or $3 cheaper. That could be a very legit strategy. Again, not investment advice, but play around with it. See what, do your own research, see what makes the most sense for you. But don't just blindly think you know everything about the silver market, because there's a lot of smart people out there that haven't figured it out, right? And so buyer beware, be cautious, don't be afraid, right? Don't let fear, to some of our other videos on loss aversion, don't let fear rule your life. but make decisions that are wise and best for you and your family. So with that, we're going to end the video today, and we're going to end the series. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series. If you haven't already, would really appreciate a like, a comment. I just love interacting with people during these videos, hearing what you think about them. And if you're really enjoying this this content, would really appreciate a subscribe. It helps me out, but more importantly, it gets the word out about gold and silver. With that, be blessed, ladies and gentlemen, and be a blessing to others. We'll see you later.